We're back in Cooperstown, which is really one of the first towns we went to outside of Binghamton when this show first started. We're checking out a place that opened up this year.
Yeah, I don't know how we dropped the ball on this the first time we came through Cooperstown, but nonetheless, stick with us before the ball drops tonight. We're going to find out what's on tap at Burl Brewery.
Across the nation, people have turned the hobby of crafting beer into a lifestyle. Amazing breweries are only a few minutes away from your own home.
From nano to regional or micro to macro, the question you won't need to ask is what's on tap.
Ryan and his wife opened up Burl Brewery back in February, just before the pandemic began, but despite all that, they've really been thriving.
The local crowd's really taking these guys, and you can come here and get some craft beer, or right next door is Father's Winery, but we're here for the beer. Let's go check it out.
Do it.
So we're back in Cooperstown, or at least the Cooperstown area, here at Burl Brewery, a place that, I'm sorry, Ryan, we missed it on our way up here, and actually I got to learn about Burl through a friend of mine, my friend Lacijan, and I'm like, we gotta go, we gotta come check it out. So Ryan, thank you so much for having us here.
Guys, thanks a lot.
Appreciate it.
So Burl Brewery, you started up this year.
Yep. February 27th was our opening day.
What got you started here? You know, I gotta put a brewery here.
Yeah. This is our old family farm. Been in our family for 60 plus years. My grandparents bought the farm and they milked here for the better part of 3 decades. My father was partners with them. They sold their dairy 89, 90. Then my dad went in construction, got laid off, started a winery right next door here, and it's basically been a great tourist attraction since he started in 2010. So, I've always loved craft beer. I've never worked in the industry, and what better way to get into the industry than just, jump in.
That's pretty cool to be able to open up right next to your father's business as well.
And it's nice for you to have that too.
Oh yeah.
It's because if you don't want any craft beer, you go over and get wine.
Yeah.
It depends on the
Everybody
person.
wins. Exactly. You have people like my wife who hates beer, loves wine, and you just meet right in the middle, plenty of outdoor space.
We're 2 separate licenses, but I sell his wine here, he sells my beer over there.
So this is Burlington Flats?
Yes, it is. It's the oldest brewery in Burlington Flats.
Wow, yeah.
February 27th.
You should put that up somewhere. Oldest brewery here.
You get a little placard right in front, historical monument.
Exactly. Yeah. I have to admit, I took that from my father. He was the oldest winery in Burlington for quite a while. So
this is a pretty small town though, but it really works out being on the Cooperstown Beverage Trail. We're about 15 miles.
I'm not personally on the Beverage Trail. My dad is with Rustic Ridge. I get a little bit from him. It helps us both out. Now he's got people that stay a little bit longer because we have a brewery here. He can offer some beer.
So I guess you haven't had a normal circumstances
type
of situation.
COVID is our normal circumstances.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Do you have high hopes though for what this place could become under those normal circumstances?
Absolutely, yeah. We, our main business plan was to start by just brewing beer that people could recognize. We brewed a pale ale, an IPA, a blonde, and a brown ale. Those were our first 4 beers, and it is something that people could come in through the front door and look up at their board and be like, oh, I know what those beers are, And that was our objective right from the get-go. Yeah, we wanted to expand to, more creative beers, but those are just nice classic styles that everybody, you look up there, you know what you're gonna order, you know what that beer style is, and that's what we were really going for right from the get-go. So
it really is a nice spot. And just looking out the window, I can see very windy today. But still, you have a nice outdoor area here. Nice open area with the pavilion. I'm sure it's nice. Works with the winery to have that combined right here.
Yeah, we've got a nice beer garden out back here. A bunch of tables that people can sit at and enjoy the scenery. And during leaf peeping, we're as busy as we've ever been.
It feels very homey. You just come in, hang out. You might bump into some friends, and again, when things get back to normal, I feel like this would be a really cool hangout spot, especially during the summer, the warmer weather. You go outside, have a few beers, just
some live
get to
music.
chat. Yeah, exactly.
Sounds like you have a really big local crowd though that's coming in. And how are they, influencing what you're making? I know you say you don't want it's a recognizable board. And how are they responding?
They're responding great, and all of our beers are very approachable. We don't have anything that's going to knock your socks off at 7%, 8%, 9%. They're very approachable beers, and that's what we're gearing our beers towards right now. Just that local crowd, people that don't always drink craft beer. Some of them do, but all of our beers, if you look up at our board, you're going to find a beer that you recognize and a beer that you're going to like. They might find several beers that they're going to like, and so far, the local crowd has really responded to that.
What's been the big one so far? What's the biggest seller you got?
Our Bossy Little Blonde is the best. That's the best seller, but we sell a lot of the IPA. Somebody that wants an IPA, you only have the one IPA. Well, we have one IPA for a reason. We feel our IPA is really good.
You have your tried and trues. How often are you having to continue to make these, and how often are you maybe dropping a new beer every now?
We've been brewing conservatively because we just don't know what to expect down the road. So each of the beers that you see on our board up here, they're brewed in order, starting on the left, top to bottom. So they've gone basically in order. We haven't had to drop anything. We do have a couple of seasonals, the blueberry and the pumpkin. Those were the beers that were requested a lot. So those are the ones that I'm like, all right, I got to brew these. We're going to try to keep the beers that the people are asking for and the beers that are selling a lot. We're going to keep those on the board. We're going to always have a rotating, at least 2 or 3 taps rotating.
For you, your journey through craft beer, you said you're a big lover. Yeah. Were you a home brewer before this?
I was a home brewer, yeah. I worked in healthcare for 20 plus years as an occupational therapist. My wife is an occupational therapist. I joke around every now and then that 20 plus years in healthcare drove me to drink, and it didn't only drive me to drink, but it drove me to make my own brewery, and now I can make my own beer on a big scale.
Yeah,
that's
a high level of stress you're working with there. Wow.
What are you looking to do next with this place? I mean, you just opened up. I'm sure right now is continue building our brand, but also, what are your aspirations here?
I just want to be able to connect with the customers and serve them good beer that they're going to enjoy, that they can come back to, next week or next day even. Have a different beer. Like I said, we have good following. When I have had new releases, people show up. They just want to try what's next on that board, and I love that. Right now, going into the winter months, it's going to be a little more difficult. We are located right on a snowmobile trail here, so pray for snow if you can from now on, and we'll go from there. But it's a difficult market right now. It's difficult times for everybody, and we don't know. But that's what's kind of exciting about it too. So.
Okay, well let's go check out your little brewing session. I see it from here, but let's go walk over there.
All right, sounds good, guys.
We were right there. We're just a quick walk back to your brew house here. So yeah, what kind of system you got? How much you brewing here?
So we have a twin 2.5 barrel system. So basically, I make 5 barrels of beer at a time. On the end here, we have our mash kettles, and in the middle, we have our boil kettles. We do on-demand hot water. That's our hot liquor tank, basically. At any given point during our brew sessions, I have all 4 burners going on here. Got our steam hood, and we're making beer, 5 barrels when we're done.
And then your fermenters.
Yes, yeah. And then we have.
And we can walk over here, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, we have 4 or 5 barrel fermenters. Right now, we only have 1 filled. Right at the moment, we have our Bossy Little Blonde here in fermenter number 3.
This one right here?
Yeah. Yep, this one right here. Yeah, it's all finished. I'm just waiting for it to. I just cold crashed it yesterday. We're gonna transfer it over here probably in the next day or 2. That's the beer I've brewed most of the time. I can pretty much brew it with my eyes closed at this point.
So this beer itself, I mean, even though it's on tap now, this one's probably gonna be in tap in how long?
I still have a couple of kegs left of it, so it'll probably be on tap within the next couple of weeks. Easily enough.
Close to
early December.
This is our New Year's Eve episode.
Yeah, so there you go.
Where this is coming out. So this will be. You'll be drinking the beer that's in this tank right now as you come here.
Do you have any thoughts of, at that time, what could be in these tanks?
Oh,
Do you have any ideas
absolutely.
going?
I've always had the ideas going. Yeah. The hardest part of my job right now is coordinating what needs to be brewed and figuring out our customer demands. What we need on tap. So the next 2 brew sessions are going to be our brown ale and our stout.
So the beers sound good. I know the blonde we've been talking about, it's in there, but still got it on tap. And I'm ready to try these beers.
Yeah, let's walk 3 feet over that way. It's time for us to
Pour four. Pour four. So yeah, where are we starting?
All right, so we're gonna start here on the left. Yep, this is the Abso-Hef'n-Lutely. German style Hefeweizen wheat beer. You're gonna have some taste of cloves and banana. It's all yeast driven. Nice, refreshing, light. It's got a little tart taste at the end.
As you said, tart taste at the end. I got tart taste at the end. That's really how it hit. It's like you knew how it was gonna act when it hit my mouth. This is a really refreshing beer. Once you drink it, it's like easily like, oh,
this is one of the summertime favorites. This is a porch drinker, sitting in the hot sun, relaxing.
I just had to take a big sip of it because I don't know what it is right now. I'm like loving these crushable beers too. And this is something, out in the sun, hanging outside.
That back porch right there, with all the flavors you talked about. You're getting the little banana-y, the clove, and then that tart finish. It balances itself out very well.
Very mellow
all the way throughout. Yeah,
it's a mellow feel.
It is.
Throughout the whole thing. I mean,
it's smooth.
Beer number 2, this is actually our red ale. Hold it up, you can see a nice red color. So this is the Irish style red. It's unlike an American red. It doesn't finish with hoppy flavor. This is more malt forward. So you're gonna get toasted malt, almost a little nutty flavor to it. Finishes dry and clean.
I like that a lot.
As you're tasting it, you're getting that malt there right at the beginning, that forward malt, and then it's like you're just toasting something. It's got a nice toastiness to it. I'm saying exactly what you're saying, but it's like you're nailing it. You're really nailing it. You know exactly what this beer is. And I red ale's one of the smoothest beers you can have. It goes down great.
See, I'm allergic to nuts, so I can imagine what nuts taste like, and I guess this is it. Yeah. It's not bad.
Get that nice toasted, light toast malt, nutty flavor.
It is. I like it. Very roasty.
I love red ales. I really love reds.
It's something that I never had before this show. I'd never had a red ale, and now it's really starting to become. It's climbing on my list of craft beers I like.
What is so nice about red ales is there's a variety of red ales.
Yeah.
You get the Irish style, you get the American style, and then you have the hoppy, or you have a little bit more on the malty side of the red. And this is more on a malty side.
We'll be on to next year.
All right, now we're on to our Throwing Hay IPA. This is not quite a New England IPA. It's more of a new age IPA. Very low IBUs. It's under 23 IBUs in this. The flavor comes from Centennial and Mosaic hops. This is our only beer that we brew that isn't 100% New York State hops.
I cheated. Yeah, I cheated. I already had this before, so I can vouch for it already.
This is really nice.
Yeah, like you said, you only have one, but you only need this one. Like it's that good. It can hold its own. And
another one that's it feels real light too, and it's got to be having the lower end for without it being necessarily a session for the IPA.
And again, it goes down so easy. Like the other two we had, you could sit here and have a few and it wouldn't even be an issue. The flavor's incredible. The bitterness, it's there enough that you know it's an IPA, but it's not smacking you in the face, and I think that's very important.
So we got the last one here.
This is our Farmer's Heaven. It's our oatmeal stout. It's got a friendly name, 5.6%, very approachable. Nice notes of chocolate, coffee, but it's not overpowering. It really finishes nice and dry.
It goes in super light feeling, like it feels like a cloud.
It's a
way it goes down.
Yeah.
This is our brewery's favorite.
So is this your favorite one you brew?
This is my favorite one. This is the one.
So you do have a favorite? There we go. That's
yes,
something we didn't
I have
ask.
favorites. I have favorites. Yes. When I brewed this one, I've got a couple of friends. It's named Farmer's Heaven for a couple of reasons. Yes, we're located on a farm here. Yeah, one of my really good friends who's helped me out a ton in this business. And he asked me day one when I first met him, "You gonna brew a stout?" This is the first day I met him. Yeah, probably. Someday I'll brew a stout. Yeah, he's like, I really like stouts. Are you gonna brew a stout? I'm like, yeah, I'll brew a stout. And he's like, okay, good, because I really like stouts. And every day I came up here, it was even before I broke ground. And once I broke ground and started building the building here, he would ask me, when are you gonna brew that stout? I'm like, I'll brew it when I have a building to brew it in. But
He saw it in you.
Yeah, he saw it in me.
you.
And he'd always ask, if you need help with, painting or doing anything, let me know. And he finally showed up one day and he never left. He basically helped me with every aspect of this building all the way through. And his last name is Farmer. So I brewed this beer in kind of for him and also for any farmer that just needs a break. Sit back, relax. This is Farmer's Heaven.
All the beers are good, but I want to growler that. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yep, you get that traditional stout taste, but it's also so silky. It's like velvet on your tongue. And I'm glad he pushed for this because it was well worth it.
He saw your potential with this. Pizza came out here in the middle of this.
I've been looking at it for the last 10 minutes.
Now, Cam, I've heard about how hungry you are. So the food truck out here, it's called the Pizza Genie. And this is, always here? This is going to be
they're seasonal. So it depends on the season. It depends on when it starts getting warm and when it starts getting cold. But they're here year round. They're parked right out here, just on the other side of our parking lot. We got a meat lovers.
That's the combo.
We've got the rustic, which is garlic based with chicken and tomatoes. And this one here is spinach, feta, and mozzarella.
Yeah, it's hard to beat the combo of wood fire pizza and beer. They complement each other so well.
Right on.
And this is really well done.
You got a combination here.
Yes, indeed.
You got a brewery here. This is awesome. Ryan,
You're doing
awesome.
it right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming out, guys. I appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having us. It really is awesome.
We love this place. There's nothing like it around, and come here, we have a good time.
Great family,
see
great
family,
people.
friends.
Yep, so we enjoy just coming out here, having a couple beers, and visiting.
So do you have any of your beers on tap anywhere or just here right now?
So I had a couple of my beers out in Albany. So I've got a couple of friends that own bars out there, and I had them out there, and that's where we lived for the last 8 years. We lived in Albany, just the other side of Albany. So
How can somebody get your beer, if they want to put it in a restaurant or bar?
give me a call. Stop on in, check me out. Yeah, that's I do some self-distribution, so I can do that. I'll drive it out.
So that wraps up our day here at High Burl Brewery. Thank you so much to Ryan, Jessica, Regina for the Pizza Genie, everyone here. This place is unbelievable. I can't believe we missed it our first time around, and we're definitely not going to miss it the next time we come through here.
Yeah, thank you for the suggestions. We're so glad that we were able to come back, check this place out. It's been incredible. Everything is absolutely delicious. Be sure you're subscribed to our YouTube page, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, everywhere, so you can see where our journey takes us next on What's on Tap.
Cheers.
Let's go grab another.
Let's go. I just walked into the table.